somebody who's working with a puppet should definitely have a backup. I know, I've got a couple for me. Is that fairly standard? I mean, does Taylor have backups of his puppets? Or are you used to? Are you?
Taylor does have backups. He has backups of Sumo and Romeo and Juliet. I'm not sure, we've made maybe 3 or 4 Romeo and Juliet.
Okay. So you're constantly working, and somebody who's is it? How hard is it to take a puppet that you've made, for example, and then duplicate that? I mean, is it something you can do easily? Do you need to have the puppet again? Do you have pattern? I mean, how does that work?
The problem that we run into most often is nobody gets 2 initially, usually. And which totally understand. That's not a normal
You
thing
don't
to
know
do.
if the character's going to work for you.
Right, exactly. But by the time we get them, they have enough wear where they have molded to the person. You don't think about that, but your hand settles in and all of this stuff so that it feels different. And it makes a big difference. They never feel the same. They may look pretty darn close, we hope, but they're never going to feel the same just because they don't have that age in them. It's like a pair of shoes, really comfortable pair of shoes. They're comfortable because your feet have been in them for so long. We always like to get the originals back if we can, if people can leave them with us for a time. A lot of times scheduling that can be difficult because we do like to take measurements off of them, and that way we get more than even 3 or 4 different views of the face. We can actually rotate them at the same time and compare them, and we do very specific measurements on them and that kind of thing. And it's difficult to do a copy. It really is.
It's very difficult.
I can imagine. It's not like you can turn on a 3D printer.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, and we don't really keep patterns. We may keep fabric swatches, but we don't, because everything that's truly it's a unique process. Each one, there's no cookie cutter.
I find it wild that you don't have patterns of them.
We have the basic skull pattern that we use for puppies. Peanut has a different skull pattern. But as far as, I keep some, for Peanut I do because I know I'm going to have to repeat it. But if you're doing like an old man for someone, you don't know that they'll ever want another one.
Well,
And you don't want to, if you're making one for someone else, you don't want it to be like theirs.
right. And the problem is, we start out with the common pattern, but then I tweak it.
Yeah.
I'll go in
yes,
and deepen a dart or deepen this, or it changes a lot.